Prepare yourselves because what just unfolded in a federal courtroom is a jaw-dropping expose of power, politics, and a brazen assault on fundamental American liberties. Today, a judge ripped through the Trump administration's tactics, revealing a chilling blueprint to silence dissent and punish those who dare to speak truth to power. This isn't just another headline. It's a seismic crack in the foundations of our democracy, a stark reminder that even in the land of the free, the fight for justice is far from over. We're about to pull back the curtain on a scandal that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about accountability and the rule of law. If you're ready for the unvarnished truth, hit that like button and subscribe now, because you won't want to miss a single moment of this unfolding drama. At the heart of this storm is Mahmoud Khalil, a pro-Palestinian activist and Columbia University graduate who has been unjustly held in immigration detention for over 100 days. His crime? Speaking out against the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This Friday, a federal judge, Michael Farbiarz, delivered a stunning blow to the Trump administration, ordering Khalil's immediate release. The judge didn't just grant bail, he openly questioned the administration's motives, stating there's at least something to the accusation that Khalil was detained to punish his activism, a move he deemed unconstitutional. This ruling is unprecedented, marking a rare judicial pushback against the administration's aggressive tactics. How did it come to this? And what does this mean for free speech in America? Khalil's ordeal began in early March when he was stripped of his permanent residency and arrested by ICE agents, then held without criminal charges at the LaSalle Detention Center in Louisiana. This wasn't an isolated incident. Khalil became a symbol of the Trump administration's broader effort to target political speech and migrants, both lawful and undocumented. Several other pro-Palestinian organizers and activists face similar fates, losing their legal immigration status and, in some cases, being summarily deported. The administration's flimsy justification? Secretary of State Marco Rubio claimed their presence posed potentially serious adverse foreign policy consequences for the U.S. The judge's decision highlighted a very strong and uncontested record that Khalil was not a flight risk, dismantling the government's primary argument for his continued detention. This case also shines a harsh light on Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, the investigative arm of ICE. HSI, which typically targets human traffickers and cartels, has, under the second Trump administration, pivoted its surveillance to non-citizens on college campuses with critical views of Israel. HSI agents built dossiers using pattern-of-life surveillance, monitoring movements, associates, and even WhatsApp accounts, based on executive orders purportedly aimed at rooting out anti-Semitism. These findings were then passed to the State Department for visa revocations or deportation orders. The Knight First Amendment Institute, currently suing the Trump administration over these tactics, argues that the government hasn't made a plausible argument that these students actually pose a threat to the national security of the United States. This systematic targeting, often based on threadbare findings, has led to arrests like that of Rumeysa Öztürk, a Tufts University student, who was detained despite a federal judge later ordering her release. Even when HSI struggled to locate targets, they resorted to subpoenas for financial records and even judicial search warrants for dorm rooms, as seen in the case of Yoon Seo-chung. This aggressive approach, described by Spencer Reynolds of the Brennan Center for Justice as HSI turning its broad, fuzzy authority into a weapon, underscores a chilling pattern of suppressing dissent. Let's be brutally honest. This isn't about national security. It's about political theater disguised as law enforcement. The Trump administration, with its insatiable appetite for control, has once again proven it prefers silencing critics over upholding constitutional rights. They claim to be fighting threats, but their real target is anyone who dares to step out of line, especially if it involves criticizing their allies. It's like a bad reality TV show where the villain, in this case the administration, uses every dirty trick in the book to eliminate the contestants, activists, who aren't playing by their twisted rules. Remember when they tried to ban TikTok because it was Chinese propaganda? Now they're using government agencies to build dossiers on students for un-American thoughts. The hypocrisy is so thick you could cut it with a butter knife. This entire saga is a masterclass in weaponizing bureaucracy. HSI, an agency supposedly dedicated to fighting serious crime, is now playing thought police on college campuses. It's almost comical if it weren't so terrifying. They're spending taxpayer dollars tracking down students while real threats probably walk free. It's the equivalent of calling in the SWAT team because someone posted a critical meme online. And the audacity, Secretary Rubio, who couldn't even explain the 14th Amendment in a Senate hearing, is now the arbiter of who poses an adverse foreign policy consequence. It's a joke, but nobody's laughing. This isn't new, of course. This administration has a long history of treating the Constitution like a suggestion box. From attempting to overturn election results to using federal agents against peaceful protesters, their playbook is as predictable as a bad sequel. They thrive on chaos, division, and the suppression of any voice that challenges their narrative. The fact that a judge had to step in to remind them of basic constitutional principles is both a relief and a damning indictment. It shows that even with all their power, they can't always escape accountability. But it also highlights how far they're willing to go to maintain their grip, turning government agencies into personal enforcers and treating dissent as a criminal offense. It's a chilling precedent, and it should alarm every American, regardless of their political leanings. Because if they can do this to pro-Palestinian activists today, who will be next tomorrow? The immediate consequence of Judge Farbiar's ruling is Mahmoud Khalil's freedom, a victory for him and his family. But the broader implications for American democracy are far-reaching. This decision sets a crucial precedent, challenging the Trump administration's expansive use of immigration law to target political speech. Legal experts predict this ruling will embolden other activists and legal organizations to push back against similar detentions and deportations, potentially leading to more judicial interventions. However, the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, has already stated its intent to appeal, signaling that the administration is far from backing down. This appeal will likely escalate the legal battle to higher courts, potentially even the Supreme Court, turning Khalil's case into a landmark decision on free speech and executive power. Economically, while not directly impacting markets, this kind of governmental overreach can subtly erode international confidence in U.S. institutions and its commitment to human rights, potentially affecting foreign investment and diplomatic relations in the long run. Socially, the case has already fueled widespread debate about civil liberties, immigration, and the right to protest, particularly on college campuses. It highlights the deep polarization within the U.S. and the ongoing struggle between governmental authority and individual freedoms. Looking ahead, we can expect the Trump administration to seek alternative legal avenues or even new executive orders to continue its crackdown on dissent, especially as the next election cycle approaches. This ruling might force them to refine their tactics, but it's unlikely to deter their overall objective of controlling narratives and suppressing opposition. The legal community will be watching closely, as will civil rights organizations, ready to challenge any new attempts to bypass constitutional protections. The fight for free speech and due process in America is far from over. This is merely one battle won in a much larger war for the soul of the nation. In summary, Judge Farbiar's ruling in the Mahmoud Khalil case is a powerful reminder that even in the face of immense governmental pressure, the judiciary can still stand as a bulwark against unconstitutional overreach. It's a victory for individual liberty and a clear message that weaponizing immigration law to silence political speech will not go unchallenged. But this fight is far from over. The administration's intent to appeal means this battle will continue, and the implications for our rights are profound. Now, we want to hear from you. What does Mahmoud Khalil's release mean for the future of free speech in America? Do you believe the Trump administration will continue to target activists, or will this ruling force a change in their tactics? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Your voice matters in this crucial conversation. If you found this breakdown insightful and believe in holding power accountable, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more unfiltered analysis, and share this video with anyone who needs to hear the truth. Together, we can ensure these stories reach a wider audience and keep the conversation alive. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next one.